present moment. What is the present moment beyond our five senses? Even beyond the entrance or beginning of non-duality. We will dive deeper into the deepest depths and in the totality or wholeness of the present moment. So every moment we dedicate to support our natural self is extremely valuable. We can begin with the invocation, we may say. Let's make each breath we take as an offering to God. And those who choose to see and love God in everyone and everything experience Him as an immediate and everlasting presence. So we should always live in the living present, in the living moment. And if you care for the living moment, you can also care for eternity. The present moment is not a fleeting moment in your attention. It is not a moment between the past and the future. It is the living essence, the living moment of reality. For where else could you breathe in this breath? Where else does your heart beat? Always. Can you feel the heartbeat of yesterday? It's gone. You can only feel it now. The present moment is experienced via your five senses and your attention, your focus. When you place your attention onto the present moment, primarily within the five senses, this is called mindfulness. You become mindful because your mind is occupied with the five senses. So it becomes more still, and thus you connect with the immediate environment all around you that your five senses can pick up. However, is that the totality of the present moment? Surely not. As Kirpal Singh said, how frivolously we kill our time. Every moment of life is very valuable. Make the best use of it. When death overtakes us, that is the time you say, oh, I wish I had some time that would have been given to me. I would have done this and that thing. Is it not so? But you cannot get the time then which you have frittered away so ruthlessly, so cruelly. So he quotes Kabir. In one breath, Kabir has crossed three planes, physical, astral, and causal. Thus, one breath is very valuable. So if in one breath you may cross the three planes, Pinda, Anda, and Brahmanda, within a single breath, then in comparison, how much time is wasted needlessly? How much time is given away for truly unimportant things? If humanity truly had plentiful of time, perhaps it could be justifiable. But the average human being doesn't have much time at all. 30% of your time is in sleep. The other time you have left is for errands, eating, doing all sorts of things to sustain a usual daily living. So, how much time is really left for something very important? Not much. And yet, humanity is wasting their time like kings and queens with infinite resources. Every human being seems to be living like a billionaire in terms of time, and yet there is so little. Therefore, one has to become wise of how one uses their time because each moment is extremely valuable. You make a choice each moment where you put your energy, what you focus on. You can spend all your time in your five senses, being engrossed in the physicality, or you can dedicate your time to dive deeper. This is where Ramana says, Ramana Maharishi, the only useful purpose of the present birth is to turn within. So the only truly useful purpose of this lifetime is to turn within. He further says that every moment there is creation, every moment destruction. There is no absolute creation and no absolute destruction. Both are movement. So the present moment, as I usually say, is the doorway to God, is the ladder of ascension, is a possibility of more liberation. When you have a spiritual awakening, your present moment expands greatly. And you know what I mean by that? Because when you experience the awakening of inner light, activation of your energy centers, a whole new universe has opened up for you. A whole new reality began to make sense. And would you ever choose to go back into the limited reality, to close off all your subtle senses and become engrossed in your skin again? When you go back in time, now you would surely not wish to become more limited, to become more constrained by conditioning. Therefore, the present moment blossoms like a lotus flower. It opens more and more to you. And each moment when you remember God, the divine, the supreme source, the deepest self, is extremely valuable because by truly heartfully remembering God, you are immediately expanding your present moment. You're immediately diving deeper to experience the love, bliss, and joy beyond anything material, beyond anything that this world, this blue orb can offer, beyond anything that this region of space can offer. When you feel this love and bliss of God, it is beyond anything that this whole universe can offer. And I know this very well because I had so many experiences, extrasensory experiences. Many, many years I spent with some of the greatest psychics in the world. When I was living in New Zealand, I was invited to join the spiritual teachers. When I was walking down the street, one of the spiritual teachers says, I could see you from far away coming as this big light. And I already ordered you a drink. We met in a cafeteria. I said, thank you. I really love this way of communication. So we did all sorts of imaginable things for the benefit of this beautiful earth and for humanity and galactic things and so on. But diving deeper and deeper, your consciousness expands. And with each expansion of consciousness, you have a bigger grasp of a larger field of energy. Those who have more active inner senses, when they open to the cosmic consciousness, they may experience the vastness and beauty of all sorts of cosmic phenomena. I remember traveling through the nebulas, witnessing so many different star systems, entering a black hole, popping out somewhere else through a white hole on the other side, experiencing the essence of the whole galaxy, which is extremely harmonious, extremely beautiful. No one is in a hurry on the higher planes of existence. Nobody is running around like a headless chicken. Here, just go to any major city and it's like a chicken coop. Everybody is running around. Even the chickens are living more peacefully, I tell you. A weekend or two ago, we went to a farm and we saw a chicken coop and they were pretty peaceful. And we go to the city and people are crazy. This is the present reality. So, with each deepening of your consciousness, each higher opening of light, your capacity increases, the view, the field of your perception expands, your awareness sharpens, your penetration becomes more clear, and therefore your present moment continues to blossom. Is there an end of how far it can blossom? Is there an end of how much more it can expand? It is truly infinite. It is truly endless, and the heights are infinitely high. So your only limitation is your present attention, but in a sense that what your attention is familiar with. You see, for a second, you can glimpse something more when you have a great meditation, but then your attention contracts into what is more normal to you, what is more familiar to you. So one of your primary limitations is your attention. And by familiarizing with the larger openness, by opening like a flower, the petals of your attention, your horizons expand. I will give you a simple analogy. It is easy to be focused on something, an object. It is easy to be focused on a single chakra. It is easy to focus on a thought process. But now let's flip the coin and ask, are you familiar with the present openness around your attention? Are you familiar with the present space around your attention, around your energy centers? Are you aware of a gentle space behind your back, above your head, below your feet? So there is an inherent limitation of the contraction of attention. And as soon as you experience some discomfort, like a little pain, all your attention gathers there. So taking it a bit long term, for example, stress, anxiety, or fear, your attention always is given to that which is discomforting. And therefore, your reality is molding into that which your attention becomes accustomed. This happens, unfortunately, automatically. Therefore, effort is needed to withdraw your attention away from the limitations, from the pains, from anxieties and fears, to withdraw your attention away from them and to refamiliarize with that which is present but is overlooked. Just like the peacefulness, silence is always present, but it is overlooked by noise, by distractions. Just like love is ever presently flowing now in this present moment, but it is overlooked by your familiarity with that which is not love. The most pristine divine bliss is already here. It's already shining through you, but your whole system is more familiar with something more gross, something more tangible, something which you can hold on to. So therefore, bliss flows through you like the neutrino particles, which they always bombard the earth, but nobody feels them. Only very sensitive instruments can detect these very subtle particles with which we're always bombarded. And they pierce through you like every second. They just keep flying through you every moment. Even as you're sitting on your chair right now, we're actually flying through the space, many thousands of kilometers a minute or even a second. But for you, it seems that you are sitting steadily and firmly on your chair. But in reality, the Earth, the solar system, is moving through space at an immense speed, thousands of kilometers per hour. This is all happening right now. So, what is the present moment? Even more so, what is the present moment for a bird? What is the present moment for the fish? How is the present moment experienced for the sun? How the present moment is experienced for our Mother Earth? So you see that your senses are the instruments through which you experience the present moment. And the beauty is that as many yogis in the past, as many gurus and teachers of the past have realized that their body, their inner self, Their inner vehicles of consciousness are the instruments. This is the true science. And when you attune those instruments towards the higher source, the higher light, that becomes your reality, your present moment. It's been quite a few years now that I shifted to what is called Sahaja Samadhi, which is a natural blissfulness. So regardless of whatever I do, it's always here. Regardless of whatever happens, it's always here. And it keeps increasing, intensifying. The presence of God is undeniable. Everything is God. Now let's have a look at what Meher Baba has to say about the present moment. The illusion which most aspirants find it difficult to shake is the belief that the infinite truth is an object which has to be attained in some distant future. For example, enlightenment, love or bliss or truth, it's like an object that you have to attain in some future. Continuing, and that all life is just a means for this attainment. But if the truth were to be confined only to the future and not to the past or the present, thus it would not be infinite truth. If the truth is confined, in other words, only to be attained in the future, it's not the infinite truth. So life is not meant to be rich in spiritual significance at some distant date, but actually is so at every moment. Life is significantly spiritual every moment. If only the mind is disburdened of illusions. It is only through a clear and tranquil consciousness that the true nature of spiritual infinity is grasped as something which is not yet to be, but which already has been, and is, and ever will be an eternal self-fulfillment. This is beautiful, the eternal self-fulfillment. So when every moment is rich with eternal significance, there is neither the lingering, clinging to the dead past, nor longing expectation for the future. So it is the integral living in the eternal now. I'll repeat, integral living in the eternal now. And it is only through such living that the spiritual infinity of the truth can be realized in life. So God is not bound by time, by the future, by the past, or the fleeting present. God is the living present. It is the present moment. And your familiarity with God, with the self, with the divine, is what determines your present moment experience. Therefore, it is an invitation for you to honor each moment, To understand that you can attune more acutely, you can attune more precisely to the living significance, the living infinity of truth of the now. This is how your present moment blossoms.